Among the issues discussed in the October 4th, 2021 Coalport Borough Council meeting at the Forest Street Borough Building, the head M said he was tapping into the bond revenue for $16,000 due to alleged dysfunction of former employees. Named were Mrs. Angel Whetstone and Mrs. Noelle Morrissey as individuals who were alleged to be dysfunctional without any written display of charges or rights given to Mrs. Whetstone and Mrs. Morrissey. The redeeming fact was expressed in the October 4th meeting by the head M. The head M is not supported by a resolution pursuant to the Borough Code 1005, wherein all appointees shall be by resolution in an inspection under the right to know law of the Borough Resolution books. No resolution was found to support that the head M was president of Coalport Borough Council. Many legal matters have been overlooked by the present council. Addressing the redeeming fact, the head M correctly stated in the meeting, council is responsible for all dysfunction in Coalport matters. In the opinion of your video recorder, when council by vote approved all work of the two named secretary treasurers, the council accepted the results and the responsibility of all matters of their employees. Therefore, how can the named individuals be assumed allegedly responsible for dysfunction? Why did council not supervise day-to-day activity of any secretary treasurers? The council is solely responsible for liability, in the opinion of your video reporter. It appears the council is seeking relief from the bonding agency for the dysfunction of the council and casting harmful allegations upon two innocent individuals. Vote of council is power and responsibility. The two named secretary treasurers will most likely be excused due to the fact of vote of council to the knowledge and belief of your video reporter. Most likely, if council does receive $16,000, they will be required to pay it back to the bonding agency under the provisions of the bond to the knowledge and belief of your video recorder. Making bold statements against the two individual former secretary treasurers could be construed to be slander and libel. At the very least, Mrs. Whetstone and Mrs. Morrissey were defamed in reckless statements without constitutional provisions extended to each, in the opinion of your video reporter. Further, the head M, in brashness, exclaimed past councils hired dysfunctional individuals, as if he had some kind of benchmark for borough secretary and treasurers. Let's ask a few questions about the little old lady in the corner. Number one, what training do you have to be secretary treasurer? Number two, can you mechanically type letters and other documents? Source says another woman is typing documents because the named person cannot type. Can you use business equipment? Number four, can you use a computer? Number five, can you scan documents into the computer? Listen, in the meeting, a councillor was requested to scan documents due to the fact the little old lady in the corner did not know how to function in this capacity. Number six, can you write checks and do bookkeeping? Are you certified? According to a reliable source, another individual was requested by the little old lady in the corner to come to the borough office to write checks. She did not know how, was the reason explained. The individual refused to go to the borough office to create checks as explained to your video reporter. Number 7, are you bonded? May we see a copy of the bond? Does the little old lady in the corner have a dictatorial mouth of verbiage as she addresses taxpayers and citizens of Coalport Borough? According to reliable sources, the little old lady in the corner has only one qualification, which is meaningless and unprofessional in the opinion of your video reporter. The head M has requested to make a list of stupid mistakes, and the head M, in his own words, stated, no one should place anyone unqualified into positions in the borough. Here, head M words in the video. Appears that head M did. Why? Why is council bending over backwards to accommodate an unqualified person and then attacking individuals who were far superior to the one in place presently? According to the assumed benchmark of the head M, the little old lady in the corner falls far below the good work of Mrs. Angel Whetstone and Mrs. Noel Morrissey. Both Mrs. Whetstone and Mrs. Morrissey were courteous and faithful to deliver right-to-know law documents upon request. The ultimate supervisory work over all employees rests on council, and appears council has and is dysfunctional in the video reporter's opinion. In contrast to Mrs. Whetstone and Mrs. Morrissey's professionalism, the little old lady in the corner has stonewalled, denied, and ignored requests to see bank statements and other documents. Why all the secrecy? What is being hidden? We hear multiplicity of verbiage without any documentation in the meetings. No financial reports, no solicitor, no president, no engineer. What about the conspiracy to defraud taxpayers? Listen carefully as you view the video. Ask questions. Make comments. Remember Amendment 1.3.1, the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Remember, you can lose your republic, and if you sit back and think, things will work out without your intervention. You are losing your rights as a frog in a slow boiling water. Notice in the meeting, in the agenda, there is no provision for public comments. This council appears not to want to hear from the public. Non-residents are seeking to control and stop the camera from presenting the truth. The less you know, the more they can do. The head M admitted in the meeting he made decisions without vote of council. Why have a council? Who has the power? Why does all the councillors sit like bumps on a log? Why only one councillor speaking? Is council dysfunctional? Commentary by Vision Press Production. Thank you.
Please come to order. We're gonna make it official.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For 1 minute now, I'm gonna turn this over to you. You're gonna say something about Randy before we're done.
So I found out this morning on Facebook that Randy Blake had passed away, and he was supervisor of Vicaria Township. Is that correct?
That's right.
I knew we normally don't do this but with him being supervisor and stuff, I know he's helped out us, Coalport Borough, a lot, and I do appreciate that. So I do want to send my condolences to the family and friends of his passing. I knew him since I was like 12. He used to work out my pap's sawmill, and always seen him every day. You know, he's always trotting and kind of see me grew up and stuff. So I do want to send my condolence and to the
And
family
that's
and
on
friends.
behalf of all of us. You're
Yes.
speaking for us all.
Yes, and that is so. Terribly sorry. So good man.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Does anybody else want to say anything?
That
No?
we
Okay.
should be all right.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, now we need to get down to business. We need a motion to, you all had the opportunity to read the minutes?
Mhm.
Okay, then I need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hey, then we need, again, I'm gonna put this on you, Ladon, I don't have a date here. I need a motion to approve trick or treat time.
Okay, so I called Arvona Borough to see, they're having their meeting on Thursday. We usually have ours the same day as theirs. In Beccaria Township, of course. Nobody has any word. I think they were all waiting for us or something. I'm not sure how that goes about. Called the fire company to see if they actually do anything with the parade because they're in it. I called the school, didn't get no answer. They said they just go about what we do. So it's always that weekend before Halloween. So I'm thinking it's going to be October 30th. We did contact Mary Jane Andrews. We're just waiting word to come back on her. I think she sets the day of the parade or something, and then we have to call.
Are we going to set it then for the 30th?
I'm gonna go with the 30th, and
Oh,
I would say
okay.
the parade's at 1:30 and trick or treating's from 2 to 4.
Well, can I consider that a motion?
Yes,
Right there,
because
that-
if anything, I mean, we could put it on. I'd hate to put it on hold, but if it happens to change for some odd reason, we can literally just
Okay.
change.
All right.
I don't know how to put that in words.
Well, you've
but,
done good enough. We'll do the
Subject to
best we can.
Yes.
Let's just do a second and we'll pick the 30th. And I
Okay.
think if everybody follows us, if not, we'll change it
All right, so
around.
I have the motion to go trick or treating with a parade at 1:30 p.m. on October 30th, and trick or treat will be follow from 2 to 4.
2 to 4? Okay. Need a second? Second.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, that takes us down. That's all the motions that we have except for the motion to adjourn. So I'm just going to give you some quick information here. Obviously, we had some of the streets paved. And the way that works, I have these tickets, and this, even if you weren't there, I want to explain what this is. Every time they bring in a truck of asphalt, there's a ticket like this here. They keep one and we get one. And basically, there's two different types of asphalt, basically. One for the binder course and one for the running course. And so and they're both almost the same. The binder course is usually a little bit less. So all of these, really, they're for 24, a little over 24 tons. So you can quickly do the math. So if I'm not there, now I know, Mike, you know this all about the tickets, but even if you're not there, for the future, just future reference, the way I did it, at the end of the job, I got all of these tickets. And that they were on the ball, that basically they knew how many trucks came in, and they said, you're pretty close to budget. We went over a little bit, and we all knew we were going to go over a little bit. So I think I added them up real crudely. I didn't go to specifically, but we're about $5,000 over budget. So we're not too bad. But anyway, I just wanted you to know how these things work with their tickets, and you can see it marks on there the type of product. If you want to look at them.
How much is it for each one of them? I mean, how much?
Well,
Wait.
listen, they're all 24 tons.
Okay.
This is about 24 and a half, 24.2. So if you're on the job and you're the counselor and they're paving, make sure you get these tickets. That way, you can see how we did. Are we over budget? Are we under budget? And somewhere down there, you'll see the product. I think it's right here. You see where it says product.
Mm-hmm.
They have that there's two different sizes, 9.5 millimeter and 19 millimeter. So one is the 19 millimeter is the binder course, it's thicker stuff, and the 9 millimeter is the top, the running course.
Is that, they don't all do that, that was hard.
No, as far as I know, that's part of the procedure, but I'm not sure since I haven't been through this before. So
Really?
I'm learning as we go here.
They didn't do that down here last year, did they?
Well, Joe Adam headed that. In 2018, Joe ran that. So if he got the tickets, he didn't explain to us, but that's how this was done. So we knew exactly how much asphalt came in. then you can look at the bids, and you know what they charged you per ton. You can do some real simple math. Then I just did some crude math, and by my numbers, we're about $5,000 over what we thought we were going to be, and we expected that. So there were no surprises there, and part of that was because the road's like this, it's concave, and the other binder course wasn't in the bid for Wood Street here, so I had to make a decision at the last minute. I called Sean, I said, hey, this binder course isn't in here. He said, well, it's up to you guys. It's going to cost you a little more, but you're going to have a better road. Hallbaker was saying if we would have just resurfaced over that without the binder course, it wasn't going to last.
Yeah.
So obviously I couldn't call board meetings, so I just said, make sure you put that binder course there. You knew, right? You knew about that. And I think you did. If you guys didn't, then I don't know if I
No, it's
emailed you. I
fine.
just figured, well, this has to be done.
Yes.
So we did that. And the next one, as you know, Water Street is scheduled for October 14th, and they'll also do the cross drain on Spruce Street. I wasn't able to get that into the first bid. I tried, but I couldn't. It just got too complicated, so we put it into the second bid. So New Enterprise will do the cross drain on Spruce Street. And what they do, I'm learning the terminology. They call it a bituminous notch on each side. They'll notch that and put regular, it won't be cold patch, it'll be regular hot tar, and they'll roll it, and it should be just fine. Any questions? That's basically where we're at. I just wanted you all to see the paving tickets. If you ever do it, make sure you get those. Okay, then that takes us down to liquid fuels. We received an estimate for 2022 of $24,000. Now, I didn't get to read this. Mary Sue read it to me over the phone. Now, I was expecting $27,000. Now, there's three variables here, and the way this works, it's based on, number one, the amount of the miles of streets that we have, which is 4.8 miles. So that should stay fairly constant. The next variable is the population. Now, this estimate here that we just got, if I'm not mistaken, Mary Sue, that was based on the 2010 census. The one that, the final bid will be based on the 2020 census. Does this sound, if you catch me saying anything that's wrong, do not hesitate to
You're
correct
right
me,
on track.
Diane.
You're right.
All right, thank you. Good consultant here. All right, so the population from 210 to 220 has dropped from like 523 to 497. So the population is down. Now, I don't know how much that's going to affect these numbers. I'm not certain. And the third variable is you get your money because they tax gasoline. And in Pennsylvania, that whole tax comes to 77 cents. That's adding state and federal together. And for diesel, it's almost $1 a gallon. Now, as the price of gasoline and fuel goes up, people will drive fewer miles, therefore we will get less money. So those are the three things that seem to be affecting this, and my guess is the final number that we get will be lower than $24,000, and that is a disappointment. Clear enough?
Electric cars aren't helping it.
No, none of that is, but that's going to be our reality, and as the population declines, we can expect to receive less money, so it's going to be more difficult for us to do stuff out in the community like paving as time goes on, and there's no surprise there either. So we're aware of all of that stuff. And now I'm down to, this is down to your area, Mike. It's the storm drains. Why don't you just tell us what you have going on? You've been doing a whole lot of stuff. I'll just turn it over to you.
We worked on a storm drain there on Laurel Street, a cross drain we put in. It's right below Haggerty off of Forest. It was a 40-foot drain we put in across the street to get the water from going down the hill. It's going to get down and get in the stream there. I can't think of the name of it. Do you know, John? It's on the upper end of town here. But we got that cross drain in the other day.
It's
and,
Blaine Run. Blaine Run, isn't that?
Oh
what
yeah,
you're
Blaine
talking
Run.
about?
It'll go into Blaine Run.
Yes.
Rather than get down onto Railroad Street, it'll go down into the woods and then into Blaine Run, where it was going down Railroad Street into Blaine Run.
Right.
It'll get the water off our streets a little better. And I talked to Kirk McCauley today. he's gonna do a one call for Walnut Street. We're gonna do a little bit of digging down there by the railroad bed on Upper Railroad to see if we can find a drain before we start that project from Lumber Alley down Walnut Street to the railroad bed. We're hoping we can find that pipe and
Yes.
you know, see what we have.
Speaking of pipe, you gotta update us. You got pipe for us.
Yeah,
We didn't
we got-
think
we
that's
got-
gonna happen.
Yeah, we got 200 feet. I was lucky to find it. So if we decide to go ahead with that project, we got the pipe to do it. We're just kind of working on getting things where we need to be. On the street lights, I got the electromagnet for the contactors on the box down there by Haggerty's garage. We've been turning them on and off manually for about a month, and I finally was able to get the electromagnet last Thursday or Friday, and I put it in, and they seem to be working well now. We have one light out on Main Street. It'd be on the east side up about Pizza King, and from the work I've done, it looks like it's the light board, and then catty corner from that on Walnut Street on the corner on the lower side of Main Street, that appears to be a light board too.
And that's what they want, $2,200 for?
Yeah,
it's
well,
under 21 or-
I got two different prices. I got one price of $1,300,
it's just
but
still
I
bad.
hadn't contacted the people that installed them originally. Quoted me $2,300 for a light board, and then I talked to the manufacturer or some representative of their distribution, and he said $1,300 because the lights that are down there are basically discontinued. So we got to go to the next best thing. And those lights, when they advertised them, from what I could see, they were to last between 60,000 and 100,000 hours. And the way I figured it out, we haven't had them lights on for 40,000 hours, but they're only warranted for 5 years. And I did make a few phone calls and told them what I thought, about not having the life that they should have had. And the one, they couldn't do nothing according to them. But the amount of money that was spent there, it's a shame that what you saved in power, you're gonna spend on replacing the lights. There was one out on right down by the medical center, and I did put a what the heck was it now? It's a LED driver, they call it. And we have them on stock, and I put one of them in, and it took care of that problem. They're not much to hooking them up, but we got that taken care of. But anyhow, all but two of the lights on Main Street are working right now, and until we can come up with some money to fix the two that needs light boards, we're kind of at a standstill there.
Or find a cheaper alternative somehow.
Yeah.
To me, that just seems unreasonable.
Are those LED boards, are they like a circuit board, like an actual circuit board that you do?
All I know, John, is they upgraded these lights, and you gotta replace everything from the top of the post up.
Yeah.
And that's,
whole
you just can't replace the light board in there, which there's nothing wrong with the tops on them lights, and they're watertight, and they appear to be airtight because they're not dirty and dusty up there.
Okay.
They're clean as a whistle inside.
Yeah.
Now, somebody said there was water in that one light, but I figured the gasket had to be out of place or wasn't in where it needed to be in order to get water in that light. That's the only way it could have been.
Yeah.
But they're all clean and dry. From what I've had several of them apart, trying to figure out what was going on there.
Are you
I
still,
interchanged parts and they still didn't work,
Yeah.
so I come down to the light boards is what I did.
Mhm.
They have a surge protector in them, and I thought maybe we had a problem with surge protectors, but I switched surge protectors around and the same two did not work.
Yeah.
Where were you going with that about the boards? Did you have an
Well, I thought
option?
that we could take it to like or have somebody come in that does like,
Votech or whatever?
yeah, like some kind of specialist that works on circuit boards and stuff like that. Like Votech has that computer programming and stuff. They build computers and stuff, so they could probably pinpoint if something wasn't getting power.
Well, I could take them
Like
light
a
boards out.
capacitor, a
I
diode,
could take
whatever.
them light boards out and have them check them
Right.
out rather than have them come in.
Yeah,
You know, it'd be a lot cheaper. I think, you know, you have a technician come in, you're gonna pay
Right.
travel time and
Right,
everything
we'll
else.
take it down Votech or whatever, like you said, if it's a
Yeah,
bad
because all you
diode
have
or
to do is pay for
capacitor.
parts, you don't even
Yeah.
have to pay for the labor, but you can
Well, I can
do a
take one out
donation
if you want it out. I'll take one right off the post. And you know, if you wanna have them look at it, we can do that. You know, I think I
Well,
can get
it's-
them off there
Yeah,
pretty
even
easy.
if you can't get to it right away, it's down,
Right.
it's not doing anything now, it's doing you no good up there, so if you get it
Yeah.
down and
yeah. if
you
we
can
just get
find
if we just
somebody.
get one down and it looks like something was like fried or something on it.
Yeah,
We can take it and they can desolder it and put something else in there. Maybe.
See, we're not gonna lose.
No.
well, there's a
But not
junction
those.
box right there on top of
Yeah.
the post, it'd be nothing to take
Yeah,
it
if
off.
you can
Okay.
get one down, bring it up and we'll get it to you
Okay.
and
Yeah.
you can handle that.
Uh,
Go ahead,
Are
you
you-
still had some other stuff you did.
Yeah, the furnace. Nod and I have been working on it, and it's pretty well ready to go. We got the electric motor on there for the damper and for the draft control, and everything's hooked up, and it appears like it's ready to go. It's all working the way it's supposed to. It's just a matter of time till we get ready to build a fire in there and see how it works out. But
Do we put a thermostat in the,
yeah, I put a
What right
thermostat in down in nursery school, and we put a thermostat in right here,
okay,
and we put a draft control motor on, and we put a hood on the back of the furnace because it was pretty bad shape, and
how's
put
the,
new pipe on.
how's the grates? The grates,
Well, I didn't really look at them. They're but I've got that covered too. If we need grates, I have spare grates, so we're in pretty good shape that way.
okay.
And we have Joe Wait, right? Joe is going to fire the furnace?
Well, I don't
No?
know about that.
Is that going by the wayside?
No. Me and Walt talked today, and Walt kind of has a change of heart. We're gonna have to talk to Walt and see what he wants to do.
But this came down to money. We cut Walt's hours because it came down to money.
Yeah,
That guy will do it for $75 a week.
Well-
It costs twice that much to have Walt do it. We have no choice. And
well,
we gotta do some stuff there tonight on the computer before we
no,
leave.
we'll have to review it and see,
Yeah.
but we'll see what they want to
Yeah.
do. But like I said,
I'll get to that in a little bit here, talk about our budget situation. Go ahead, do you have anything else that,
other than we're gonna work on Walnut Street, that's about it. And we got a bunch of millings down there. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with them yet, but we'll find a place for them.
and some of that you were going to save till next year after
Yeah.
the snow is plowed and all of that? But we got a whole bunch, right? You got a lot.
Well, we got some.
Okay, and you have more on the way?
I'm hoping
Okay.
to get more from different sources. We'll wait and see.
Any questions for Mike? Anything anybody needs to know?
Are you still turning on the lights and off?
No, they're fixed.
They're fixed on
Yeah,
that part,
that
okay.
part would cost $133 is what it was. It's an electromagnetic coil that kicks the contacts in, and it was
It's
something
like on
happened
a
to it.
timer,
No, they're on an eye,
oh, okay,
and when the eye tells that electromagnetic contact to kick in, it wouldn't kick in because the magnet was bad.
okay.
And like I said, that I waited about a month to get that. They
that's
lost
so.
it in shipping and everything, and finally it took about a month, and it should have been a week.
That it?
Yes.
Anything else? That takes us down to our bond claim update. I want to give a little bit of a little tutorial on whenever there's a fidelity bond, what that means. What that amounts to for these women that we were going to go after for $40,000. When you're bonded, it's basically a contract, and right in that contract it says if the insurance company has to pay out any money because of some wrongdoing that I, the bonded person, did, I have to pay that back. So the person that is bonded has to indemnify the insurance company. Now, we're going to go after this a little bit, not as aggressively as we had planned, because none of the women that were hired here knew what they were getting into. Most of them were hired, they were given no training, no supervision, and they didn't have the qualifications to do the job. So they were going to fail. So to go after them is wrong. It's just plain wrong. The people you should go after is Borough Council. The people that hired somebody that didn't have the skill to do the job. And you can't do that. That becomes very difficult. Now, Noel actually had the opportunity to be trained. So we were going after $40,000 there. And we knew this going in. And a lot of this was just presented so the insurance company could see that things were bad here. This is a real easy one to deal with here. The paving occurred on Angel's watch. Now, so the insurance company is basically saying we tried to collect on Noel by saying Noel lost the receipts. The insurance company is saying, well, that it happened on somebody else's watch. And that is true. And it would be wrong to go after Angel because that was in 2018. Joe Adam was the director, I was the president of that board, and I am 100% sure Joe Adam keeps everything. His records are better than the borough's, and you would know, Joe, you would know that. So I know for 100% certainty that they kept the receipts to that paving job, and I know where they were. Once Angel left, a lot of things had changed. So in my opinion, it would be wrong to go after Angel because she did her job, she kept the receipts. The receipts later became missing, which you discovered them, you found them eventually, the receipts for the paving.
Box.
In a box somewhere. Yeah, so again, the insurance company is trying to put that off on somebody else. We're not going to fight that too hard. Something similar happened with the taxes. Same type of thing. Noel did not create the problems. The problems happened somewhere else. But why we went after Noel was because Catherine McCusker fixed all those years and sent the federal forms here, and Noel was simply to sign those forms and send them in. So that's why we focused on Noel as opposed to Angel. The insurance company is looking at that differently. They want to go back and penalize the secretaries at the time that created the problem, and I'm saying that's wrong because Borough Council gave those people no training. So if anybody is at fault, it is Borough Council for hiring people that couldn't do the job. And that council was negligent in many, many respects. Now I'll give you another example. When Angel was hired, they actually advertised and they wanted to hire a bookkeeper. Now there was one person, and I happen to know this, she actually had an MBA, a Master's in Business Administration. Now, I've done a lot of hiring, and if I would have been hiring and I saw that, I wouldn't have looked at anything else. I want that woman. She was overly qualified. If you can get somebody they were paying $8 or $10 an hour, you get that woman. Jack Roop personally had a problem with that woman, and she did not get hired. So in my mind, if that is not incompetence, what is it? So anyway, we will not be aggressively pursuing the money from these women because they are young, they did not have a chance of succeeding here. It would be wrong. Some of that we did decide we will go after the stuff that happened on Noel's watch, which will come to about $13,000 because Catherine did the book work, sent the stuff to her. She had the opportunity to be trained by the state, and she spurned that. So those are kind of different factors there that go into this. So that's where we are. Now, Mary Sue, you didn't get that stuff sent in, so we are going to do that. It'll be late. We'll do that tonight, and that'll be the letters from Catherine. We'll just scan them. We'll put you in charge of scanning, as we always do, LaDawn. We'll scan that stuff and we'll email it. But again, we're not going to go after these women very aggressively. We're just not. Any comments on that? Or any questions about any of that? But that's basically our reasoning. Did I sum that up okay?
Yeah.
All right, so then from there I shall move on. We have no finance report. I have a lot of time, personal time vested in this, so I want to make this work. I don't know what's happening there. I don't want to talk about that on camera right now. I don't, that would be the wrong thing to do. So we are going to meet, and we have to figure out what our plan of action is going to be. I really want this to work out with Rich. He's right down here. He's convenient, and maybe it will. I don't know what's going on there. But again, let's not discuss that here until we all know what we're talking about and have put some thought into it. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next thing. This isn't on your agenda. This is on mine. We were to make a donation to the fire company. When do we want that to be made? We decided, is
Yeah,
that
that'll be at the November meeting.
at the November? So
Yes.
just what you thought. We'll
That
make.
was in the minutes.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure the fire company knows. Did you get a chance to
I'll
talk
get
into
it.
it? If not, yeah, they can
Yeah.
see this. So we will write the check, and the reason we're doing that, that's coming from these ARPA COVID funds. There's an annual report required in October, right? So if we move beyond October, that'll put it into the next year. That doesn't put pressure on us or the fire company. And they also received their money for foreign fire insurance. You sent that out for
It's paid.
20, what is that, about how many thousand? That's $2,000.
17 something, I think.
Okay. Okay, so they have that, and they'll get this other stuff at our right after our November meeting, after November 1st. And the other thing I would like to, did you send a letter? Well, I want to thank RES Coal Company. They gave us coal at cost. We got a really good deal on the coal. I want to make sure that people that treat us kindly I want to thank them. You know, so I'd like to send something out. I don't know, maybe we've already done that, but my feeling is they've helped us out in our hour of need. I appreciate it, and we should remember them if we ever get back on our feet. Okay. And Jerry, you do not want the camper, right?
I would have to have a title
Okay, well here,
and
there's
a
no
release.
title. We'll get rid of that in our own way. That has been abandoned on our property for the last 6 months. We have no idea who owns it. There's no numbers on it. It hasn't been inspected since, what, the 90s? Or registered or anything, so we can't figure it out. So my solution is, if nobody's willing to take it, we'll dismantle it and just throw it in the dumpster week by week until it's gone. The camper out here.
Didn't you contact the state police?
Yeah.
Yes, and I didn't. I don't know what happened there, but all I'm saying, enough is enough.
There's no number on it.
Look, if
It's
somebody
been taken off.
put that junk on my property, it would have been gone by now. And so that's the same with the borough. I'll just say, tear it apart. They left it here. They abandoned it on borough property. We don't know who owns it.
Somebody wants it,
It's
take it.
gone. Yeah, if anyone wants it, there's free
Take it.
camper. Yeah. Possession is 90% of the law, so we now own it. All right, that is pretty much all that I have. Anybody have anything else that they would like to add?
Pay the bills.
Oh, I forgot to even put that in the minutes. No, you didn't even catch that. It wasn't in the minutes.
No, but I know.
I know. Right? I omitted. I didn't omit it intentionally.
I even wrote it
After
down because I
After I
knew.
sent that out, I said, oh, God, and I wasn't going to send you all a second copy of the minutes for that. All right, I need a motion. No, go ahead, hold up.
I just wanted to bring up about some of the abandoned cars that are on the cartways. Winter's coming up. We need to get these cars off the cartway so we can plow snow. And, you know, I'm just trying to give people an advance warning that we gotta have them off the right of ways. You know, when we're plowing snow, we need to get it back.
Can you get me a list of them, please, and where they're at? Okay.
You can do that?
Yep, Walt and I'll
Okay,
take care of that.
okay.
I need the VIN number off the front where the windshield is and the license number.
If there is.
If they have a license on them.
Yeah, some do.
Okay.
Might not belong to that right vehicle, but oh.
All right, then can I get the motion to pay the bills?
I take that motion to pay the bills.
I need a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Gonna pay those bills, okay. I think that's it. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Need a second?
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.